Welcome back, Crip Crow, and welcome back to another edition of. I mean, it's technically a Dark Reflections, but it's also like kind of a cross between a Dark Reactions because I literally just listened to this. It dropped today. What is today? January 19th. It dropped today. So I just listened to it top to bottom twice. And now I'm going to do a reflection and a reaction on it. Of course, I'm talking about our Crypt Crew OG family for life. Victims of the System just came out with a new one called As They Cower. Check it out on YouTube. It's out now. It's I don't know if they're calling this a full-length album or an EP or whatever, but it's like 5 tracks, 10 minutes long or so, and holy fucking shit, yo. I don't even know where to start. So the first few tracks, because they released it as like a chunk, like one whole thing on YouTube, not individual tracks. So that's how I listened to it, and the first 4 minutes, so I would say about the first 3 or 4 tracks are amazing. Like they a lot anybody that's been watching this, like Victims of the System has been very much like a very grindy, right? And in these first 4 tracks, first 4 or 3, I'm not totally sure, first 4 or 3, I don't know how to put it, they define the grind. They define the grind. They bring the grind into like something a bit more concise, and it's got a real rhythm to it, and God, it just, the first chunk really blew me away. It all kind of blended together really well, but really I thought was outstanding. It was an outstanding progression of what they've been doing. It was an outstanding progression of what they've been doing. Absolutely. Then though, this crazy thing happens at halfway through, roughly halfway through, like the last 3 tracks. So yeah, it was the first 4, and then the last 3 tracks, things change heavily. Like the first 4 tracks are fairly familiar Victims of the System, but much more refined. And then we get into these last 3 tracks, starting with Approaching Dark, which is mostly instrumental, which off the rip is new. Off the rip, that's new. Mostly instrumental. Amazing guitar, drum accompaniment. It just really, really fucking ethereal, good, like midway point into something like this. And then it fucking explodes at the end with Jason's amazing vocals coming in at the end that just fucking destroy everything for the last chunk of that song. And then Eternity is entirely instrumental, second to last track, which is, this is where things get, I don't know how else to say it, but beautiful. Like Aaron's guitar on this really is man, I feel like when I listen to it, I feel like I'm in a fucking a field, like watching a sunset almost. Like it really hits that kind of note. And it has an absolutely amazing solo in it. And then we get to Misunderstood, which has an incredibly beautiful. First thing I want to say about this, actually, real quick, is I think, and Aaron, I know you're watching this right now. Hopefully, all of you are from Victims of the System. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this might be the longest song you've ever done. So correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it's the longest song you've ever done, and it has this beautiful guitar, violin intro, and it is also an entirely instrumental track, and it's just fucking gorgeous. Like, I don't know, like I just put myself like in a field watching a sunset, like up here in Michigan, like in one of these, one of our Michigan fucking cornfields or whatever, just watching like a sunset, hearing this, like, or a sunrise, whatever. But it's just really, really gorgeous. I don't know how to say it. It's just really gorgeous guitar work, like very fluid, very atmospheric, emotional. And it really works. But it's such a wild juxtaposition from the first part of the album to the end. But I really, because these guys are still like coming up. They're coming up. So for them at this point, after the incredible catalog, the massive catalog that they already have, for them at this point to be putting out something like this, where the first half of the album is so different from the second half, they're showing off their range. They're showing off all the things that they can do and that they've learned or whatever. And it's very much like a first half and a second half. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, I feel like when those two halves come together, hopefully on the next one, the one after, whatever, the other 10 or so that they'll probably release this year, once these elements start to intertwine a little bit more, once they start to include the atmospheric beauty that they have the talent in, and then they put that into their original grindy sound. I don't think okay, maybe it has. I'm not aware of that have ever been being done. So I really feel like they have so much talent on every aspect. And once, but there's a little bit of a dichotomy right now. And so once they bring it all together, it's going to be something very, very fucking special. So yeah, that's I usually try to keep these shorter than the actual stuff. So, but I really think, and this is another thing about this band, Victims of the System, is that everything that they release is better than the last. I cannot explain to you how much I enjoy hearing firsthand their growth as musicians, as songwriters, everything, and the way that they're doing it, separated in the way that they are. And you know this if you've ever watched any of our episodes, they're not all in the same place. So like hearing them do it and doing it in this way and hearing the evolution firsthand is, I mean, that's my favorite thing. Like, that's my favorite thing about podcasts, especially, is going back to episode 1. Where did it start? And then catching up. It's like you hear the evolution, you hear the progress, you hear the changes that they make along the way. And that means so much to me because that's what we are here at Lost in the Dark. It's like we're the same thing. Like, you know, we started only audio, now we're on video, and so many things have changed. It's unbelievable along the way. It's evolution. And that's one of my favorite things about bands, about podcasts, is just hearing it from the start and hearing all the evolution that comes with it. That, my friends, that Crip Crew, that's real life magic. Art on a spectrum and being finally shown to the world now that we all have a medium to do it, whatever the medium is. That is art on a spectrum, and that's never been done before in human history before technology. And that is fucking magic, my friends. That is what real magic is. In real life, that's what magic is seeing artists progress and do and learn how to do what they do, learn how to do their passion. So this whole journey that we've had with Victims of the System has been one of my absolute favorite things ever from doing this podcast, and having a relationship with these guys really just from the bottom of my heart means the world to me, and being able to be front row for their progression is, oh my God, it's just so exciting, and I cannot recommend it to you more. You might, whatever, but like, trust me on this one. Check them out. Victims of the System Slam on YouTube. All things Victims of the System. They are on Facebook and Instagram at least, and I can't recommend them enough. I love all these guys to death, and they've and most of them have been on our show. Hopefully, we're gonna get a few more here in the near future. But this new one, As They Cower, that really surprised me. And I can't speak highly of it enough. There is a lot. In less, it's not even 10 minutes long. In less than 10 minutes, with about 5 or 6 songs or so, I can't remember right now. They really, really blew me away. Really impressed me, and there's so much diversity on the album, and I just musically and I don't know. I really can't speak highly of it enough. Having been someone that's been following them for a while now. This one stands out, yo. Again, As They Cower, Victims of the System, motherfuckers. Everybody check this out. This is going to do it for this episode of Dark Reflections / Reactions, because I just heard it for the first time, and I wanted to record my initial reaction. So, I hope you all check it out. I hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry. Holy fuck. My bad. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I do. And everybody check out All Things Victims of the System. I'm going to put their links in the description below for all their YouTube and all their social media. Whatever they got out, I'm going to put it in the description below. So I hope you all enjoy it. Any hardcore metalers that have actually tried to do it themselves, if you go back from the start and listen to now, I feel like you'll understand what I'm talking about, because that's me. That's me. I've tried to do it just like they did. I didn't have the advantage of the internet when I did it, but now I do. And that's why I have a podcast, because I never made it as a musician. So I just really appreciate them so much, and watching them evolve just means so much to me, because I appreciate that aspect of it in a very real way. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Dark Reflections / Reaction. Sorry, I'm saying this again. And everybody check out All Things Victims of the Motherfucking System. And God damn it, that's going to do it for this one. But raise your fucking horns and bang your goddamn heads to some victims of the system. We love you all to death. Everybody check out As They Cower. You have a wonderful fucking night, and we love you.